Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying out today is MTG Arena came out with something new and fun, and I just barely saw it, and this looks really fun. So it's exploration. So in exploration, Magic's rules are changed. You can play 2 lands per turn, your starting hand size is 9, and you have no maximum hand size. Right, so the fun thing that we are trying to do today is we are playing a deck called Exploration Explorers, and it's blue-green, which isn't the typical colors you see with an exploration deck. So let's go ahead and jump into the deck real quick. Alright, so this is an exploration deck, but it is kind of based around this card, Herald of Secret Streams, as well as Hadana's Climb. So those are kind of our two win cons that we're trying to explore into, per se, and draw into a couple things we can do, as well as we're just going on the Wildgrowth Walker plan, as well as the Shadowed Caravel. So basically, everything we do is trying to explore. So all of our creatures explore, do a bunch of fun exploring stuff, create counters and puts counters on them. Wildgrowth Walker says whenever a creature you control explores, put a 1/1 counter on Wildgrowth Walker and you gain 3 life. So the cool thing about the explore trigger is that we are definitely going to be taking advantage of the play 2 lands per turn thing, because as you explore, of course, you're getting extra card draw from all of those lands. So the one issue that we're going to run into with this is that we are playing fairly cheap creatures, and so we're not necessarily drawing into them with the Explore trigger. We only leave those on the top, but we will be drawing a lot of our lands, hopefully, so that then we can play 2 lands per turn and hopefully just kind of beat out our opponent with value that way. And then hopefully, hopefully we get a Hadana's Climb or a Herald of Secret Streams to just swing in for the win with really big Wildgrowth Walkers, Shadow Caravels, or just all of our creatures combined. And altogether, you know, Wildgrowth Walker, if we get it out and we're exploring, we will be able to last into the late game. Hadana's Climb is a great finisher, and so we're just kind of playing a lot of these super fun cards to help us get there. And oh my goodness, I forgot to upgrade my lands, and I actually want to throw in a Tishana, but we lose out on the gems, I think, if we change anything. Let's see if we can change stuff real quick. All right, so we are back with all of our lands now improved. Like I said, I just saw this exploration. I've been meaning to build this deck for a while now. It was one of my favorites as soon as Ixalli came out, and I didn't even play it once Rivals came out. So they're super fun cards. I'm trying to build. But the one cool thing about this is with the exploration system, I'm putting in extra Memorial to Geniuses. I didn't want to overload it, but when you're playing 2 lands per turn, these kinds of cards get even better, especially if you have a way to be drawing into more of them. So I wanted to make sure I ran into a Memorial Genius. I'm playing 2. I still want to stay quick on the early game to make sure we actually are playing stuff down, because I'm guessing that an aggro deck can be really powerful with this exploration. Emptying their hand quick and just getting out some really fast creatures, creating a quick clock really quick. Anyway, but overall this is going to be pretty fun. I think Archer of Veroska becomes extra powerful in this format. But yeah, Tishana just sounds like it's going to be so fun. If we can keep creatures on the battlefield, having no maximum hand size, I mean, we already have that, but this is just a way to draw a bunch of cards. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and see how this exploration matchup goes. Alright, so cool thing is we were able to make the changes and it still stays there, so that's really cool. So let's go ahead and play some games. Alright, so here we are in Exploration on MTG Arena, and we are playing the Exploration Explorers deck, blue-green exploring deck, and this looks pretty good. So we have 2 of the Hadana's Climbs, and we have all of our win cons. So let's go ahead and keep this. We can start with a Merfolk Branchwalker, hopefully draw into another land for the Herald of Secret Streams. We play Forest, we play Island, we play Merfolk Branchwalker, and we pass the turn. Alright, oh man, Shadowed Caravel. We are going to keep on our library there, just because it is one thing that we can actually play. So I think that we actually want to go Hadana's Climb, though, next turn. I think it's just extra value for their Merfolk Branchwalker here. Alright, so we're going to play Forest. We're going to play Hadana's Climb. We're going to put a counter on Merfolk, attack in for 4, And then we get a flip Hadana's Climb next turn, giving us the Herald of Secret Streams, as well as possibly just swinging in for almost lethal next turn. All right, so opponent's going to be creating Thopters, so they will have blockers for this. But what I think that we do, Jadelight Ranger is great too. Let's just go for as much value as we can on board and save all this stuff up for later when we want to. So let's just go to combat. And we will go ahead and fire off. Create a 10-10 flyer, or 10-9, swing in, bring him down to 6, and we had a pretty fast start right there. And then we can actually play the Herald of Secret Streams, and oh man, we can almost finish it out next turn. If they can create Thopters, we can't quite finish it off. But making our creatures unblockable is going to be fantastic. Alright, so Sai comes down, so they're creating tons of Thopters in this deck. Sounds fun. Thematic Compass, that is one thing that can stop us. That is a fun card to be playing in this as well. We probably should have thrown one of those in just for the fact that we play so many. Alright, so I think what we do is... So Thematic Compass can flip next turn, but I think that our value town of just going in after them is better here. We really don't want them to hit our Herald of Secret Streams with like a Fumigate or anything though, because that really is our win condition here. So let's go ahead, let's play it. So Herald of Secret Streams, we don't kill them. I was wanting to kind of get to where we had 6 points, but we swing in, bring him down to 1, and oh man, let's see if opponent can get out of this. Thematic Compass stops us a little bit. We can play another Hadana's Climb. Alright, so opponent's creating Thopters, creating treasure maps, has all of the manas. Let's see, his last card in the hand, Ace, Settle the Wreckage. They will flip the Thematic Compass, be able to stop some of our attackers. Alright, so opponent goes swinging in. We're gonna take it. I'm thinking they might have a possible Fumigate here. They don't have enough mana though. We'll just take it. No blockers. Down to 17. Opponent sacrifices Traveler's Amulet, grabs a land, a Plains, plays the Plains, and they still have Settle the Wreckage up. So, I mean, we're going to go for it. So Merfolk Branchwalker helps us here, so we are actually going to play Shadowed Caravel first. I want to have some sort of value to be swinging in with later on. It's a guaranteed counter on another creature. We play Merfolk Branchwalker. We're going to go Graveyard with Siren's Lookout. We already have plenty of them. We want to look for probably another Herald of Secret Streams just to like double up, or a Wildgrowth Walker in case they can get out of this. So we go to combat. We attack. We'll swing in with the Merfolk Branchwalker. See if they have a Settle the Wreckage. They just untap with Spires of Araska. And we will pass the turn. So next turn, we absolutely have lethal. We have to swing with at least 2 to dodge the Spires. Probably 3 to dodge a Seal Away as well. But then the Settle Wreckage really gets us. So we let this resolve. They're going to be able to swing in for quite a bit of damage now. Resolves. So opponent goes swinging all out here. So opponent swings all out with everything here, which the Sai is interesting. I wonder if another card in hand is another Sai. That would make sense. It could also be a Gideon's Reproach. We will go ahead and block here though. So we will block, see if it's a Gideon's Reproach. If it is, I actually prefer that, and then we know we are safe. Alright, so then opponent scoops it up. Alright, perfect. So, it didn't have an actual answer there. That sounds good. Whew. All right, getting some monies. We have one win and only two wins really. Two wins, two losses is all we get to play here. So let's see if we win one more. All right, so we are playing Exploration with the deck Exploration Explorers. A whole lot of exploration type of words saying around here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All right, so a ton of lands typically is kind of bad, but I think is actually okay with what we're doing here. Our Rivers Herald, well, we have a ton of Merfolk here, but not really anything right now. Let's go ahead and try this one out. We're going first. Let's go ahead and keep this. I want to see if having tons of lands is a good thing to have in Explorer. So we're going to try it out. We explore. We will keep an actual creature on top. So library, that's not bad. Next turn we can go Emperor's Vanguard, and then Rivers Herald Boon. We need to draw into a Merfolk to make it extra wonderful. So we're going to, oh, we get to play extra stuff. We're going to play another island. We will go to combat. We attack for a whopping 1. We play Emperor's Vanguard. This is where I feel like having hasty creatures makes this so broken, because you are 2 mana ahead of your opponent on the next turn, especially if they don't draw into 4 land. So if you have hasty creatures, you can do so much damage. You know, like if you have, yeah, I think that I want to build that deck and try it out because it just sounds so fun. All right, so this is actually pretty good. So we're going to go Forest. We're going to play another Forest. We're going to get down Shadowed Caravel. And now I think River Herald's Boon to make sure that we can actually swing in here is better. It is an instant, so we're going to go to combat. We're going to attack. Swing in with both. If they block, we actually want to trade here just to kind of keep their board clear. Alright, so they let it through, so that's even better. So we're going to do damage. We explore. Ooh, perfect. So we're going to keep that on the library. Our win condition. Everything now has counters. We end combat. We play Siren's Lookout. And I think we pretty much have lethal next turn. So we're going to keep that on the library again. Have some extra stuff, so end turn. Ooh, this looks pretty fun. So Herald of Secret Streams lets us actually use the Rivers Herald Boon a little bit as well. Blanchwood Armor, we will let that resolve. Opponent will. That is actually another really fun way to play this game. Let's see if they have another one that could almost cause lethal, but we do have a blocker. All right, so Rabid Bite. That is fine. That hurts a wee bit. All right, so opponent is going aggressive here. And I think that is definitely the right play. We do block here, I think. So we definitely need to block. This can get a little too dangerous if we don't go blocking here. So we play Herald of Secret Streams. We are going to go aggressive here, so we're going to go to combat. We attack. And we're going to go ahead and play the Herald here. We're going to put one on the Diviner and Herald of Secret Streams. I want one on here so it's a better blocker for a tramply creature. But we do have lethal next turn. Or actually, oh man. Yeah, so we do have lethal next turn. And so we're in decent shape here. Everything's unblockable. They can go swinging in for 9. But that's not bad here. The one thing was we were dead to another Blanchwood Armor. Ah, that is so fun. I think I need to play that. All right, so it looks like, oh wait, oh we don't have, oh no, we don't have lethal, do we? We needed an Explore trigger. We needed a creature to create lethal here. So let's get in for 4. So we're going to crew. All right, so we crew the Shadowed Caravel, we go to combat, we attack for 4. Oh man, I thought we had lethal, but I forgot we have to tap something for crewing. So we will pass the turn. We have 1 blocker, and if they can give him trample and make him very big, then we are dead here. If not, we have a shot. Elvis Rejuvenator. They play a land, make this guy bigger. All right, Druid of the Cow means that we can survive. All right, so it looks like we won. From everything that we can see, we won the game so far. All right, so opponent goes to combat, hopes we don't block. We do block. Drop down to 3, and then we will swing in with this Shadowed Caravel for the win. So we play the Path of Discovery. We crew up our Shadowed Caravel, and we go to combat, attack, swing in for Exact Season. Whoo, that was close. That is a fun deck that they had there as well. I think that's very powerful. All right, so we have a 1 win, or actually we have all of our wins. That was it. That was kind of quick. But hey, let's see what we got here. We got 100 coins and a core set pack. Let's go ahead and open that up, see what we have got here. All right, so let's see here. Valiant Knight sounds good. I think that was the last one I needed for a full play set. And actually, these kinds of cards, all the cards that were like 4 mana lords or things that were a little bit more expensive, like a Vanquisher's Banner, really become cheaper with this exploration. So I think we're going to have some fun with this exploration while it's out. I don't like playing way too many games because it makes the videos a little bit too long. But exploration for 2 games, we're going to see if we can do some fun stuff with it. So really quick, a wrap up with the deck. We only got to see 2 games, but we did exactly what we're wanting to do. We got both of our, we got to see the good plays of Hadana's Climb and Herald of Secret Streams. And oh my goodness, that format I think is so much fun. It's a little bit faster. You have more cards to play with at the beginning, and overall you just get to see more of your deck, and that's really fun. I think Tishana can be super powerful in that. Just any ways to draw lots of cards is really fun. And anyway, let me know down in the comments below some things you guys would like to do with exploration, because oh man, I think that this is going to be such a fun format. I can see how things can be broken. Like for instance, I think I'm just going to build like a mono red hasty deck, and anything with haste is, I think, just extra powerful as long as it does quite a bit of damage, because you can play so much per turn. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.